Doing own voice over soft music. Jungkook paused his work when he heard his phone ringing, so he took his phone from the table and looked at the screen to see Oma. So he picked up the call just to hear, "Cook, how is my daughter and grandkid? What did doctors say? They are healthy, right?" His mom asked him non-stop. Oma, my wife and baby is completely fine, and doctors say they both are healthy and fine. And also, she started her 6 month pregnancy. Thank God. Did her stomach grow? Yeah, growing. He smiled, imagining Vine's growing baby bump. Oh, I wish to see her now. Why don't you come here tomorrow? I would love to, but honey, tomorrow I will be busy. She said, making Jungkook frown. Busy? What you got to do, Oma? Oh no, I forget. Actually, I called you to inform that your Appa has organized a mafia gathering day after tomorrow to announce the pregnancy of Wine, and soon John family will have an hire of Mafia King to the Mafia Circle. Okay, Oma, I will let Wine know this and we both will come to the venue directly. Okay, give my regards to Wine. Sure, Oma. Okay, bye. Take care. I love you, baby. You too take care and I love you too, Oma. And thus with a last bye, both of them end the call. Jungkook took a deep breath and stretched his both arms before closing his laptop and then stood up from his chair and walked out of his study. After taking a shower, Vine was standing in front of the mirror fully and cherishing her bare baby bump while looking down at her baby bump. Oh, you are growing, she said in her happy tone while cherishing her baby bump, and then she looked up at the mirror just for her happy face to get dull. Vine carefully looked at her body from head to toe. Her chubby cheeks her got much bigger than earlier. Her stomach got big along with few stretch marks. Her curves of body disappeared. Her thighs got fat. In short, her whole body got chubby. She was looking fat, which made Vine's eyes turn teary. I looked before she can say anything she heard. Baby, are you still showering? Jungkook's voice from outside the door. So she quickly pulled the towel from the holder and wrapped it around her body and quickly wiped her tears, and at the same time Jungkook opened the bathroom door and "You done, baby?" he asked while walking towards Vine and stood in front of her. "Yeah, I was about to come out," she said while looking here and there, totally avoiding looking at Jungkook's face, which Jungkook noticed, so he cupped Vine's both cheek and made her look at him and "Is anything bothering you, baby?" he asked Vine, making Vine to bite her lips in nervous, but Jungkook took it in other way, making a shrimp appear on his lips. "I got you, babe. You are right good because I am due for you," he said while removing Vine's lip from her teeth with his thumb. "I can't believe we didn't make for 6 months. We were so worried for the baby, but not anymore," he said while softly cherishing Vine's lip. "But cook, shh, baby, let's make." Saying this, he leaned towards Vine and took her lips in his, which made Vine forget all her worries, and she melted into Jungkook's lip, making her unknowingly close her eyes and replied back to Jungkook's weight, and her hands automatically wrapped around his neck. While Jungkook took his palm from Vine's cheek and moved his hand to her chest to remove the towel, but it made Vine remember about her body shape, so she pulled back from and lightly pushed Jungkook and held the towel near her chest tightly, which made Jungkook worry. "Baby, what happened? Did it hurt anywhere?" he concernedly asked and took a step closer to Vine, which only made Vine to take a step back, and Jungkook frowned at Vine's action. We shouldn't make cook," she nervously said, making Jungkook frown deep. But then the frown disappeared and a small smile appeared on his lips, and he again took a step forward, and this time Vine didn't move back, so Jungkook held her by either side of her waist and her forehead. "You are still worried about the baby, right? Don't worry. Don't you remember what the doctor said after we asked for today if it's okay to have during pregnancy?" He asked Vine, and she looked up at his eyes, which was only showing love for her, and she felt bad for him. But "Yeah," she said, "it's totally fine to have during pregnancy, but I'm not ready for it," she said and looked down at Jungkook's shirt's button where her fingers were playing with the buttons. Jungkook smiled. "It's fine, baby. If you are not ready, then okay, we will do it some other time when you are ready, okay?" he said, making Vine look up at his face by holding her chin and peek her lips. She just as she doesn't know what else to say. "Fine, so now let's get you dressed, baby boo," he said, making Vine to now again get nervous by thinking Jungkook will see her body. So, no, you don't need to dress me. I will get dressed myself, she said, and slightly pushed Jungkook towards the door, which made Jungkook now realize that something else is bothering her. But then too, he agreed. Okay, come quick. I need to say something important. Yeah, just 5 minutes. Okay. And then with a forehead, Jungkook walked out of the bathroom. As soon as Jungkook left, Wine took a deep breath and took off the towel and oh god, I will not show my this ugly body to Cook. He will not like my body and also I don't think I can give him with this ugly body of mine, she said while looking at herself in the mirror, and then she again took a deep breath before pulling the t-shirt of Jungkook from the holder which she brought with her before showering and wear it. Meanwhile, Jungkook just closed the bathroom door and he was about to walk towards the bed, but he stopped when he heard Vine started talking to herself, so he leaned towards the door and Vine's bad luck, Jungkook heard everything what Vine said. What does she mean by I won't like her body? He asked himself, totally confused by Vine's words, but then he heard Vine's footstep approaching the door, so he immediately walked towards the bed and lay down on the bed, behaving as if he was waiting for her. Jungkook saw Vine walking towards the bed in his t-shirt which made her look so beautiful and in his eyes, and her baby bump did nothing just to enhance her beauty and made Jungkook drool over her beauty. Vine approached the bed and she was about to lay down on bed, but come here baby, he said while pointing at his chest, which made Vine smile and she sneaked closer to Jungkook and lay on his chest and Jungkook her forehead. Oma has called earlier and said that we are having a mafia gathering to announce a pregnancy. He said while massaging Vine's back. When is it? Day after tomorrow. So tomorrow we will go for shopping and get you a dress and things needed for the function. Yeah, I really needed a dress. None of my dresses is fitting me now, she said, followed by a chuckle making Jungkook smile. Sleep, baby boo. You might be tired, and also tomorrow is a long shopping day for us. You're right. I love you, Cook, she said and peeked his chest. Jungkook smiled. I love you more, baby. He Wine's forehead and Wine hugged Jungkook tightly and closed her eyes to sleep. But Jungkook stayed awake and his smile faded away when his mind started thinking about Wine's word from bathroom and remembering her weird behavior. Jungkook slowly opened his eyes. He himself doesn't know when he slept last night while thinking about Wine's sudden change in her behavior. I need to find it out what's bothering you. Why did you say I won't love your body? He whispered to himself, but then he looked down at his chest when he felt Wine moving and saw Wine has woken up and was looking up at him. Wine smiled. Good morning, Cook, she said in her morning voice and cupped Jungkook's cheek and pressed her lips to his to give a peek. But Jungkook just pulled Wine's lips into his to share a passionate morning. Even though they were other, Jungkook's mind was on Vine's word from yesterday, so to make his doubt clear, he slowly moved his hand to the of Vine's t-shirt and he slowly started pulling it up to her hip. And to Jungkook's relief, Vine didn't push him nor stop him, which made Jungkook happy, thinking that Vine might have said those words due to her pregnancy hormones. So he deepened their already passionate and continued pulling up Vine's t-shirt, but Vine, who was enjoying Jungkook's passionate with her eyes closed, but soon her eyes got wide open when she felt air on her baby bum, making her come to reality, and she pulled back from the what are you doing, Cook? She asked while stopping his hand, which were pulling her t shirt up. I'm making to my sweet wife, he said, and he continued her down the jaw to her neck. But Vine's mind went to her ugly body, which she doesn't want Jungkook to see. So, Cook, no, she said while pushing Jungkook, which now hurt Jungkook, so he looked at her with a frown. Why no, baby? He asked in his slight sad tone, and his eyes were clearly showing disappointed, which Vine noticed, and her heart ached seeing Jungkook like this. She sat straight and making Jungkook to sat straight and look at Vine, who was now looking here and there, finding an excuse. And I'm hungry, she said, looking at Jungkook, making Jungkook frown. But then he soon smiled, thinking Vine is right because she is pregnant, so it's natural for pregnant lady to get hungry at any time. So oh, my babies are hungry. Okay, so first get both my babies something to eat. Saying this, he got out from bed and picked up Wine in his arm, making Wine gasp. Oh, Cook, I got heavier, so put me down. I can walk. You are not that heavy, baby. See how easily I can walk with you and our baby in my arms, he said, and continued walking down the stairs. And Wine also didn't say anything. Jungkook made Wine sit on the counter and then stood in between her legs and kept his both palm on her baby bump. And what my babies want, he asked while cherishing Wine's baby bump. Something you make. I am just craving for your handmade food, she said with a sweet smile, making Jungkook's heart flutter. Seeing Wine smile, and he too smiled widely before her forehead and then her lips. After a passionate, so what about kimchi fried rice? Sounds yummy. Good. Your kimchi fried rice is right away, my queen. Saying this, he gave one quick peek to Wine's lip, making her chuckle, and then he headed towards the fridge to get the ingredients. It's so good, cook, she said while munching her rice. Jungkook smiled. Eat more, love, he said while putting more rice into Wine's bowl. What about you, cook? Aren't you eating? She said after noticing Jungkook isn't eating and is just admiring Wine eating with his loving eyes. No, I'm gonna eat something else, he said, making Wine frown. What's that? You, he said, and a small shrimp appeared on his lips, but that got replaced with a concerned face as Wine choked on her foot. Slowly, honey, here, drink water, he said while patting Wine's back with one hand and taking the glass of water with other hand, giving it to Wine. What do you mean by eating me? She innocently asked after drinking water and getting relaxed. Jungkook shrimp. Oh baby boo, I know you are not that innocent, but anyway, I mean we are going to make after you eat your breakfast. I'm so for you, he said, making Wine to bite her lips in nervousness. Cook, we. She stopped talking, finding an excuse. But we what, boo? He asked, and that's when Wine remembered. We were going for shopping, right? She said after remembering the shopping they have planned for today. Yeah, we can do that after we are done making, he said with sparkling eyes which lost his shine when he heard. But I got a lot of things to purchase, so we should leave earlier as it might take a whole day. Jungkook got it that Wine is again avoiding the topic of them making. So let's eat breakfast and leave for shopping. Here, eat this. I don't want you to starve, she said while taking the extra bowl from table and filling it with rice and giving it to Jungkook, who unwillingly took it and ate it unwillingly as his mind was now thinking why Wine is behaving like this. Wine was trying outfit in the trial room. Meanwhile, Jungkook was waiting for Wine in the lounge while thinking what Wine did a few minutes ago. Has Jungkook said that he will accompany Wine in trial room, which Wine said no, which never happened before because every time they went shopping, Wine always asked Jungkook to accompany her in trial room, so this behavior of Wine only add gasoline to the doubts of Jungkook. I need to know what's bothering her, he whispered to himself and got up from the couch and walked towards the trial room. When he entered the trial room section, he heard Wine's voice. Is any female staff here? Can you please help me tie the knot? She said, and Jungkook took this as an opportunity and walked towards the room from where he heard Wine's voice and opened the door just to see Wine in a breathtaking black dress, and she was holding the dress near her chest as the dress needed to be tied from the back to make the dress hug her body perfectly. Wine was so busy making her dress from front that she didn't notice Jungkook, but babe, you are just making me more for you, he said, gaining Wine's attention, and she looked at the doorstep of the room to see Jungkook standing while trimming and locking the door. Cook, what are you doing here? She asked, and unknowingly she removed the hand from her chest, making the dress to fall, and her whole bear came in view, making Jungkook more. Baby, they got so big, he said while licking his lip as his eyes shining with desire to have them. Wine noticed that Jungkook's eyes were fixed on her, so she looked down at her chest to realize that she is half, and then she Jungkook's word ring her mind. They got so big, which hid Wine's insecurity, and she took it in other way as she thought Jungkook won't like big, so she immediately pulled the dress up and covered her chest. I know it got bigger and it made my body ugly. I know you won't love mine. Now that's why I was hiding myself from you, she sadly said, making Jungkook to come to reality and forget his. What the are you saying, Wine? He asked her while walking towards her and standing in front of her, and then he held Wine's chin and made her look up at him, just to see her eyes were filled with tears. Why the are you crying, baby? I know, Jungkook, you won't love my body. I got chubbier, I got big, and also I have stretch marks. You will find it ugly, she confessed, making Jungkook scoff. You think about me like that. I love you for your body. Before Jungkook can say anything, Wine cut him off. I don't want to talk about this anymore, Cook. I need to go home, she said, and now her eyes started shedding tears, which melts Jungkook's heart. So, fine, let's head home and let's buy this dress. It look good on you. Okay, and will you please wait outside so that I can change? She hesitantly said, making Jungkook to take a long breath. And fine, if that's what you want. Saying this, he walked out of the room, as right now he doesn't want it to make Wine more uncomfortable. The rest of the day, Jungkook didn't bother Wine and gave her Wine her space because he know that it's her pregnancy hormones which making her think this all weird and wrong things. So he was now sitting in his study room and thinking of ways to make Wine know that she is the most beautiful woman in his eyes. Meanwhile, Wine too didn't bother Jungkook, thinking he is working. I don't know what to do, he said to himself and took a deep breath before leaning back to his chair and closing his eyes. But then he opened his eyes when he heard his office door open and he saw Wine walking in with a pot, and a small smile appear on Jungkook's lip after seeing Wine, and all his worry fade away. What happened, Boo? He asked Wine, who now stood in front of him. Is your work done? She asked him while pointing at his on laptop screen where some work related things were displayed. Why, you need anything? He asked while closing his laptop and taking Wine's hand in his before slowly pulling her into his lap. Yeah, I wanna sleep, she said while potting more. Then what's making my baby not to sleep? He asked her while cherishing her baby bump. I need your cuddle. With pleasure, my queen, he said, making a wide smile appear on Wine's lip. Jungkook got up from chair with Wine in his arm and walked towards their bedroom, and Wine just leaned into his chest. Jungkook made Wine lay on his chest, and his one hand was cherishing Wine's back, while his other hand was around her baby bump, and Wine to hug Jungkook tightly. Wine smiled. I love you, Cook, she said, and Jungkook's jawline before again laying on his chest. Jungkook smiled. I love you more, Boo, he said, and her forehead, and thus Wine smiled while closing her eyes and soon fall asleep. Meanwhile, again Jungkook was wide awake, thinking of ways to remove Wine's insecurities. Cook, can you please do this not? She said to Jungkook, who was already ready and using his phone waiting for Wine to get ready. Sure, baby. Saying this, he kept his phone into his pants pocket and walked towards Wine, who was standing in front of the dressing table, back facing him. Jungkook went behind Wine and helped her tie the knots of her dress, and then he looked at Wine through the mirror and you're looking so beautiful, love, and in your pregnancy you are glowing more, he said while hugging Wine from behind and cherishing her baby bump, which unknowingly made Wine blush, and Jungkook got happy seeing Wine blush for the first time in 2 days. But then suddenly Jungkook got an idea, seeing his effect on Wine. Jungkook thought, yeah, why don't make her know her effect on me? Good idea, baby. He called her in a low voice and hid his face in Wine's neck and started her there, making Wine to close her eyes in. Do you know how crazy you make me? He said while pulling back from her neck and placing his chin on her shoulder and looking at her through the mirror, who was now also looking at him through the mirror. And Wine nodded her head as no as an answer for his question. Let me show you. Saying this, he held Wine's hand in his and placed her palm on his through the pan, which was, and Wine gasped. Feel how I am just by having you in my arms, he again said while pressing Wine's palm more into his. Only you can help me with this, baby. Only you, my wife, John Wine, he said, making Wine to understand what he wants. But again, she got suddenly nervous thinking of showing her body to him. So she turned around in Jungkook's arm and Cook eye. She stopped, don't know what to say, and thus when her eyes fall on the clock to see they already got late. Oh no, Cook, we are late. Our Appa Oma will be mad at us. Come, let's go, she said and pulled Jungkook out the bedroom, who just closed his eyes to control himself, thinking Wine is again coming up with excuse to avoid making, as she is still insecure about herself. The function went well. Everyone congratulated Wine and Jungkook for their pregnancy. Right now, Wine was busy with her mom and Jungkook's mom, and also with some other ladies who were randomly talking. Meanwhile, Jungkook was on the other side with his dad and Wine's dad, along with some other mafia business partner. But whole a time, Jungkook was just looking at Wine and thinking how she is avoiding making with him. Jungkook thought, I will definitely make to you tonight by hook or crook and remove all your God insecurity from your little by making you baby girl, he said to himself in mind and shrimp before taking a glass of drink and gulping it in one go, and then Appa, Dad, we are leaving. Wine needs to rest, he said to his dad and Wine's dad. Oh yeah, you both go home. We will come visit you both next time. Yeah, and drive safely. Don't worry, Appa, I'm leaving. And thus Jungkook walked towards Vine's direction. Baby, he called Vine, gaining not only Vine's attention but her mom and his mom too. Yeah, cook, let's leave. You need to have a rest. And also, doctor said to avoid noisy places. He said while pointing their surrounding where loud music and people talking were heard. Oh, then you both should leave. Noisy place is not good for baby and mother's health. She is right. You both leave. We will visit you guys at home. Oh, okay, then we will leave. Saying this, Vine got her from the chair and then, with goodbye and goodbye on forehead from both the mothers, Jungkook and Vine walk out of the party. Why did you say that? Doctor never said that. She asked Jungkook after getting into the car, who just avoid Vine's question and start driving. I'm still for you, so I needed you. That's why I lied to them. He simply said while looking at the road. What? She asked him in a surprised tone. Simple, we are going to make, that's it. So you better not come up with any excuse to avoid making tonight, because whatever you do tonight, I will make to you, he said with a cold, determined face, making Vine to bite her lips and nervous, and she turned her head to the window. Jungkook took a glance at Vine and then looked straight and continued driving. As soon as Jungkook stopped the car, Vine just got out of the car and walked inside the house as fast as she can, but because of a baby bump, she wasn't able to walk fast. Meanwhile, Jungkook just trimmed and followed Vine. Vine was about to close the bedroom door before Jungkook can get in, but Jungkook was fast enough to hold the door and get into the bedroom and lock the door. Enough of your stubbornness, baby. I had enough. Now I won't be speaking softly to you. So he ordered Wine, making Wine to nod her head as no, and Jungkook closed his eyes to control himself but failed. Mrs. John, you better by yourself, otherwise I won't hesitate to your dress, he said in a bit angry tone. No, I won't remove my dress, she said while shaking her head as no and holding her dress tightly by her chest. Why? He asked in his cold tone, making Wine feel goosebumps. I already told you, Cook, my body is ugly now, and I don't want you to say it. Moreover, my body won't be able to give you enough. That's it. Jungkook completely loses control, and before Wine can understand what he is going to do, Jungkook just took Wine's hand from his chest and the dress, leaving Wine in only her. Oh God, Cook, she said while bringing her hand to cover her chest, but Jungkook held her palm and pinned her both hand to her back and pushed her body into his, making Wine's body to press with Jungkook's clothed body. Dare you hide your body from me, Mrs. John, he said while pulling Wine more into him, considering her baby bump and now let me show you what your this little body do to me. Saying this, he free Wine's hand and hold her one breast and walk towards the bathroom. To be continued in Instagram. Link is in description. Jungkook again hovered above Wine and her forehead and then her lips, which she immediately replied back. And Jungkook smiled. I love you, baby, he said after pulling back from the and softly cherishing Wine's tricks, making her smile. Wine smiled. I love you, Cook. She cupped his cheek and peeked his lips. But then she frowned, seeing Jungkook moving down to her baby bump and cup her baby bump before it and Angel, just forget whatever you heard, okay? Except that I love your Oma very much and she too loves Dada very much, he said to the baby bump, making Wine chuckle. The end. Thanks for watching. Bye.